Welcome to day 5. You all have been doing excellently so far, and today we have another workout. Workout number 3, which is workout 1B, back to heavy upper body and higher repetitions with the lower body. Now we have 2 rest and recovery days after this workout, so it's important you really go in there and give it your all, and then earn those recovery days where you can repair and grow. As always, during the workout days, I'm going to be showing you an exercise demonstration on how to execute that exercise. In our talking point today, I've been asked this question by somebody who signed up: when should I take my supplements? Specifically, when should I take my creatine? Now, the way creatine works is basically it draws water into the muscles and helps the muscles become more saturated for the water. And it also works with the body's ATP-CP pathway. So that's fancy speak basically for your creatine phosphate pathway, which is what the muscles use for the more explosive, heavier exercise repetitions to contract against that resistance. So your body naturally produces creatine, but supplementing with creatine really helps boost that and gives you a few extra repetitions and more endurance during your workout. Obviously, in a program where muscle gaining is the goal and progressive overload is the huge key to that, that can be very helpful to supplement with that creatine and give you the extra couple reps at the end of a hard set. Now, it doesn't matter too much when you take your creatine, as the way it works is once it saturates in your body, as long as you take it consistently, it will continue to be present and saturated in the body. There is research that I've read that suggests that the body does absorb creatine a little bit better around your workout, specifically taken after the workout. But the difference is very minimal, so if it's inconvenient for you to do it post-workout, doing it pre-workout is perfectly fine. I personally put my creatine in the shaker bottle that I take with me to the gym. So I'll take a bottle with me full of water that I sip on during my workout to stay hydrated, and I'll just put my scoop of creatine in there. Again, it doesn't matter too much, but for me personally, I feel like as the blood is pumping to the muscles and nutrients are shuttling around more during the workout, it just gives that optimal time to get the creatine shuttling around to the muscles at the same time as well. So that was a great question, John. And for all of you who are signed up, feel free to keep sending in your questions and I'll get to them in these daily videos. But now we've got a workout to attack. So let's get ready, get to the gym, and proclaim all-out war on those weights. Let's do this. Okay, so for today's exercise execution tip, we're going to go over the pull down. You can use a cable pull down, you can use a variety of grips from overhand, underhand, close grip. I really like this Nautilus pull down machine, but the machine is not important. Whatever you feel the best contraction, it's up to you. The important thing is once you do find a machine you like, you stick to it and stay consistent, progressively overloading on that same machine throughout the program. This way the variable doesn't change aside from the added weight and added repetitions, forcing your muscles to adapt and grow. Now regarding the exercise execution, I slowed my reps down here a little bit on the speed of the video so you can watch. One important thing to note is that I'm taking the negative about twice as slow as I am the concentric or the contraction on the way down. This way I'm taxing my entire muscle fiber and not just the part involved in actually pulling the weight down. The negative portion is oftentimes stronger than the positive portion, so it's important to slow it down a little bit to fully tax throughout the rep. I'm also getting a complete stretch on every repetition. You can see to the point where my lats are actually popping out of my tank top at the top of the set. And then getting a full contraction, driving my elbows all the way down and back on every single rep. The last point I want to make with the pull down is where you should focus to best activate and feel your back and your lats throughout this movement. If you watch my elbows, you'll notice how they're driving straight down and back at my sides. That's where you want to put your focus. A lot of people think pulling with their hands, which is going to activate the biceps and the shoulders more. Think instead about driving the elbows down and back, bringing the shoulder blades together, at that bottom portion and squeeze of the movement, and then bringing the shoulder blades back apart at the top for a full stretch. You'll also notice that I'm using wrist straps, which I don't use on every set, but on my progressive overload heavy sets, I definitely recommend them, as this way it will be your muscles reaching failure rather than your grip fatiguing first and giving out. All right, another successful workout, and hopefully you learned something about the proper execution of pull downs working the back. Now, this is workout number 3. We have 2 rest and recovery days after this before we get our 4th and final workout in the cycle of workouts. That's when the fun is really going to start, because after that we'll get back to our first workout and it will be time to beat the logbook and progressively overload on the exercises we did as we went through phase 1. I love that mentality, just the focus and everything that goes into reading that logbook before the workout and then knowing you're going to go in there and beat those numbers, forcing the muscles to adapt by growing bigger and stronger by the workout. I just love it. We'll get into more details on that when we get to those progressive overload workouts. But in the meantime, great job on today's workout. It is time to rest and recover. So you've got your active recovery days here for the next 2 days. Make sure you're getting your meals in, your supplements in, your 30 minutes of light to moderate activity a day, and getting some stretching in if the muscles are tight and sore. So I will see you tomorrow for our active recovery day.